Good afternoon. So we come back to our Pali Guide class. And today we will look at the three Bojjhanga Suttas, right? It's the Mahakashapa Thera Bojjhangas, Mahamoggallana Thera Bojjhangas, and Mahachunda Thera Bojjhangas. And these three suttas are found in the Southern Nikaya, under the section called Bojjhanga Samyukta, right? It's Bojjhanga Samyukta. And we are going to study these three suttas because they are very popular among the Theravada Buddhists as a protection, or we call it the parita, right, or pirit, against the deceased or any pain. Yeah? And if you look at the word Bojjhanga, is from body and anga, right? You look at the word here. Body means enlightenment, right? And what is this enlightenment? To be more exact, enlightenment here referred to the insight, concerning the realization of Four Noble Truth, right? That is the truth of suffering, right? Noble Truth, the origin of suffering, and Noble Truth of cessation of suffering, and the Noble Truth of the path leading to the cessation of suffering, right? So this is body. And anga here mean the factors or the limb, right? The limb. So here altogether you have seven limbs or seven factors of enlightenment or for insight or for wisdom. If you look at this sutta, I believe for most of you, have recited these suttas, and these suttas, right, experienced by Venerable Mahakashapa, Mahamoggallana, and another one is the Buddha himself, right? And they share common similarities, that the disciples, two great disciples of Buddhas like Kashyapa and Moggallana, and the Buddha himself, though they have attained, the enlightenment, right? Still, they were afflicted with disease, and they were seriously ill, right? So by the power of the recitation of the Bojjhanga Suttas, right, all of them recovered from the affliction and illness. So if we look at, generally, we look at the first suttas, Mahakashapa Thera Bojjhangas, right? It says that the Mahakashapa was seriously ill, right, afflicted with disease. So the Buddha visited him and expounded the doctrine of seven factors of enlightenment. So it says at the end of the preaching, the elder Kassapa recovered from the affliction, and the illness, disappeared. So this is the first suttas. And you look at the second and the third sutta, basically they are the same. Only the change is the name of the person, right? So the second sutta is Venerable Mahamoggallana, who was also afflicted with a disease. So the Buddha also visited him and preached the same doctrine of, the same factors of enlightenment. Then the Mahamoggallana listened, right? And also recovered from that affliction. And the third suttas is the Buddha himself afflicted with the disease. And then it says the elder Mahachunda, right, approached the Buddhas and attended, the Buddhas. And the Buddha requested Mahachunda to recite the seven factors of enlightenment. Then also at the end of the recitation, the Buddha approved the recitation, and the Buddha recovered, from the affliction, and the illness also disappeared, right? So these three suttas are very popular, right, in Theravada practice as the recommendation as a healing power, right? That's why it's called parita. And we usually chant these suttas, to help the sick, to recover from the illness, and of course, to initiate, subsequently medical treatment. Okay. So now we shall look at, the first suttas, right? And we can recite, together the first suttas. Can you see, Okay, so I recite these suttas. Evang me sutang ekang samayang bhagava rajagahe viharati velubane kalandaka nivape tena kopana samayena ayasma maha kasapo Pali guhaya viharati abadi kodo kito balhagelano Atako bhagava sayang hasamayang patisalana vertito yena yasama mahakasapo tenu pasang kami upasang kami tua pangate asane nisidi Nisajako bhagava ayasmanda mahakasabha etadavocha Kachite kasapa kamaniya kachiyapaniya kachido kavedana pati kamanti no abe kamanti pati kamosana panyayati no abe kamoti Name bante kamaniya nayapaniya balhame doka vedana abekamanti no patikamanti abekamosana panyayati no apatikamoti Sati me kasapa Bhojjhanga maya samadakata bhavita bahule kata abhinyaya sambodhaya nibbānaya samvadanti katame satta Sati Bojjhango Koka Sapamaya Samadakato Bhavito Bahulikato Abhinyaya Nibbānaya Samvadati Dhamma Vichaya Sang Bojjhango Ko Kasapamaya samadakato bhavito bahulikato abhinyaya nibbānaya sambodhaya nibbānaya samvadati Virya Bojjhango Ko Kasapamaya Samadakato Bhavito Bahulikato Abhinyaya Sambodhaya Nibbānaya Samvadati Piti Bojjhango Koka Sapamaya Samadakato Bhavito Bahulikato Abhinyaya Sambodhaya Nibbānaya Samvadati Pasadi Bojjhango Koka Sapamaya Samadakato Bhavito Bahulikato Abhinyaya Nibbānaya Sambodhaya Nibbānaya Samvadati Samadhi Sambojjhango Kokasapamaya Samadakato Bhavito Bahulikato Abhinyaya Sambodhaya Nibbānaya Samvadati Upeka Sambo Jango Koka Sapa Maya Samada Kato Bhavito Bahule Kato Abhinyaya Sambodhaya Nibbānaya Samvadati Ime koka sapasat Bojjhanga Maya samadakata Bhavita bahulikata Abhinyaya Sambodhaya Nibbānaya Samvadanti Taga Bhagava Bojjhanga Taga Sugata Bojjhangati Idamavocha Bhagava Atmano Ayasma Mahakasapo Bhagavato Bhasita Abhinandi Vutahi Chayasma Mahakasapo Tamha Abada Tata Pahino Chayasmato Maha Kasapasaso Abado Ahositi Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Okay, so now we look at the first suttas called Mahakashapatera Bojjhanga. Okay, now as usual, we will analyze the syntax, right, grammar. And if you look at the first sutta, basically you also understand the second and the third suttas. So the structures are quite similar. And okay, evam me suttam ekam samayam bhagava rajagahe viharati veluvane kalandaka nivape. Okay, so yeah, we have seen this very often. So first we look at evam me suttam. Okay, and if you look at this evam me suttam, right here, the suttam is a past participle. Right, impersonal. When the structures, you know, when the word called is impersonal, it means that it starts with it has been, it is, right? So here is impersonal. So it's a neuter, usually it's in the neuter and nominative singular, right? So it has been, and it's from the root stru, right? From the root stru mean to hear, right? And the me is the first person pronouns, right? By me, by me. And the eva is indeclinable, right? Indeclinable means thus. So eva me suttam mean it has been heard by me thus. So it's quite literal, right? It's very literal. Ekam samayam bhagava rajagahe viharati veluvane kalandaka nivape. Okay. So as usual, we look at the verb, viharati. Viharati is a third person singular. Huh? So it's from the V, right? Prefix V and the her, right? Her mean to carry, to carry. So here mean to dwell, to stay, staying or to stay, right? And see, you know, the third person singular, the subject is nominative singular. So it's blessed one, right? Or the fortunate one. So, you know, this Bhakava is from, you know, the undeclined form called Bhakavan, right? Bhakavan. So this is a possessive suffix, right? Possessive suffix. So when you decline it, is possessive suffix ending in ANT, right? Or AT. Huh? So, okay. Yeah, so this form sometimes is also in this form. Bhakavat or Bhakavat. So when you decline it in the nominative singular, right, it's Bhakava, so it's a long A. So don't mistakenly taking it as a feminine nominative singular. Because the undeclined form is Bhakavan, so here is the possessive suffix. So when I say it is a possessive suffix, you know, I just only remind you, it's from the Bhaka. Bhaka is a noun, right? When you add the possessive suffix, vat or van, it means that the one or the one who possessed the fortune, right? The Bhaka. Similarly, you have also Sila, like for example, Sila. Sila is a noun, right? Mean virtue, right? Virtue. So when you add this Bhakavan, right? Bhakavan, it means that one who possessed virtue, means he is a virtuous one, right? So you also decline like Silava. So don't take it as a feminine, nominative singular, right? So you can say that the virtuous one, Silava. Okay, so yeah, so this is one very important because you find this kind of structures everywhere in the suttas. So actually someone tell you, right? Hey, why this Bhakava is a feminine? You know, looks like feminine ending, like panya, you see, but it is not. So you have to tell them, be able to tell them that this is a possessive suffix ending in ANT or AT, Bhakavat. Right? And of course, this one is different from the present participle, right? Present participle. You see, the present participle, the present participle also having similar ending. Like for example, yeah, the one very common is arahat, right? Okay. Let me see. Okay. The difference between the possessive suffix and the present participle is that one is in the noun and another one is in the verb, right? Let's say in the present participle, we know all the present participle. You had the past participle, you had the present participle, and you had the future participle, right? So past participle, you know, all these participle, they have their root, root. Like for example, the sutta. Sutta, this is in the PPP, but you look at arahang. Arahang is from the ar, right? Ar means to deserve. So when you add arhan, you put ant. Or sometimes you have arahat or arhan, right? Then the nominative singular is arhang. Arhang. Arhang, okay? So that makes a difference, right? That's why you recite like itipiso, bhagava, arhang, okay? Arhang. So don't take it as a neuter form, okay? Yeah, don't take it as a neuter form because this is a present participle, nominative, singular, and this one is in the masculine. All right. Okay, so these are things you need to bear in mind. And okay, then, okay, so we take it like the blessed ones stay, stay, And this Rajagaha is in the locative, right? In the Rajagaha, right? In the name of the city, okay? And then you have Veluvana. Veluvana is in the part, right? Is a part. This Veluvana, Vana. So and Kalandaka Nivape is also in the neuter, right? So when we look at this Veluvana, I think Buddhists know this Veluvana was the first monastery, right, accepted by the Buddhists. And the Buddha spent his rainy retreat in his early day. It says that the Buddha spent this, the second Vasa after his enlightenment, or the third and the fourth retreat, rainy retreat at Veluvana. So we can say that the Veluvana was the earliest, the monastery, right? And this Veluvana monastery was offered by the king Bimbisara to the Buddhas and his disciples. So, and this Veluvana monastery is in the Rajagaha, right? So, that Ekang Samayam is an accusative, but used as an adverb now, right? So you can take at one time or once. So at one time, the Blessed One was staying is because Viharati, near Rajagaha, in the bamboo grove at the squirrel feeding place. Okay, so this translation is very literal. So here I'm giving it in Chinese, yeah? Now, Tena ko pana samayena ayasma mahakasapo pipali guhaya viharati abahadiko dukkito balha gilano. Okay, so you look at a sentence like this, you know where you're going to start. Then again, you have to look at the verb. Here you have the verb like viharati. Okay, so you analyze the verb. So this viharati is the third person singular. Then you find the subject in nominative. So here the mahakasapa is nominative, and ayasma nominative also. You see, the ayasma is also from ayasman. Ayasman is also a possessive, the suffix like ayas, ayus, ayas, ayasma is like one who possess long life. One who possess long life, so we can call it venerable. Ayasma. It's like I think you all know that. You see the Buddha's, in the Mahaparinibbana Suttas, the Buddha say, after my passing away, you can address the senior monk either Bhante, right, or Ayasma, right? So these two words are used. So sometimes when we address monk, we can address Bhante Dhammapāla, for example. Or you also can address me like Ayasma Dhammapāla. But I find Ayasma is a bit too long. So Bhante is very short, only two syllable, right? But Ayasma, right, then become very long, 3.5 syllable. Ayasma, so then Bhante shorter form. But anyway, in the suttas, we find these two terms, but usually Chinese to translate this, Ayasma, they translate like Jui So, the one who possess life. So this ayasma is an adjective to Kashyapa. So you can translate like simply as venerable Mahakashyapa. So venerable Mahakashyapa stay. Okay. Then stay where? And then you have to find the here. Abhadiko. Okay, not yet. You see, because we also find some other nominative singular also. Yeah, because these are all adjectives. It's very clear. The ka ending, to ending, these are all adjective suffix. So it means that this Mahakashyapa, who is, you can describe this, who is ill, because adjective. That's why I put it like, refer up there. And then dukkito is like dukkha, right? When you put the ito, it means that he pertains to the suffering. So the Mahakashyapa is quite ill, right? Dukkha. So it's also describing the Mahakashyapa. See, that's why they have to agree in the gender and the case and the number. Okay. And the Bala Gilana also the same thing, right? Gilana. Bala means gravely. Gilano, right? Sick or ill. Also describing Mahakashyapa. Okay. So you see the sentence become more complete, like, right? It means that the venerable Kashyapa was staying Oh, you can say that Mahakashyapa was afflicted, right? Was ailing and gravely ill, right? Oh, you're seriously sick. And Pipali Guhaya, this is in the locality from Guha, Guhaya. So it means that stay in the what you call Pipali, Pipa cave, Pipa cave. And then Samayena Pan Tena Samayena. This is the case is in the instrumental, but used as an adverb now. Tena. And Kopana has no meaning. So Tena Samayena, you can just simply translate by that time or during that time or at that time. Okay. So here, during that time, Tena Samayena. Venerable Mahakashyapa was staying at the pepper cave and was afflicted, ailing, and gravely ill. Okay. Here translate 巨兽大家也 Okay. Then Attakho Bhagava Sayang Samayang Patisalana Vuttito Yena Ayasma Mahakasapo Ten Upasankami Tua Pangyate Asane Nisidi. Okay, so this sentence, how? Then of course you have to find the verb, right? Here, in fact, the verb here is Nisidi, but you also have a clause here with here, the first part. So you can say Vuttito. Vuttito here is a past participle, right? Nominative singular, right? So it has a verbal function, right? Vuttito is from ut and star, mean rose, was arisen, arisen. Usually arisen governed by ablative from, right? Okay. Then the subject is Bhagava, the blessed one, rose. Though it is a past participle, right? But you can take it as a verb when you translate. So you can say that, and this is an adjective to the Bhagava. I see they are all agreed, nominated singular. So the blessed one rose from, usually rose from, right? So it's governed by ablative. So Patisalana is a seclusion, right? And sayang samayang, this is an adverb, right? We can say that in the evening, sayang samayang, in the evening. Okay, yeah. Attakomin then, right? The blessed one rose from seclusion in the evening. Okay. And yena tena. Okay, this is very typical in Pali and Sanskrit also. And this is we usually call a stop phrase or idiomatic expression, like by which, by that kind of meaning. Right? So you can just simply take it like okay, approached where the Mahakashyapa was. Okay, that kind of meaning. And of course, here is in the nominative singular. So you see this yena yasma. I already split the sandhi tenu pasankami. So the te is in tenu pasankami, but you have to be able to split it. Say for example, now I think you are in the level 2 already, so I think you have acquired enough knowledge of forming the sandhi. Right? For example, in this case, I have already split the sandhi. The te is in this form. Yena yasma. Okay. And then this one is tena. No, not tena, tenu. Oh. Oh. Like this also you got this form. Tenu pasankami. So you have to be able to split it. So so this upasankami, so you have how many clause? Here one part, Vuttito is one part, and the second and the third clause. So upasangami is aorist, past tense, third person singular. Then we have to find the subject is in the nominative singular. So the subject here, then upasangami is from upa and sang and kram. Right? You have prefix upa and sang and kram. The root kram means to step or to go. Sang means completely. Upa means near. To go near completely means approached. Okay, so he approached. So Venerable Kashyapa approached. Okay, or of course in this case is because it's a stop phrase. Right? So you have to say the blessed one approached where Venerable Mahakashyapa was. Okay, got it right. So he approached the Venerable Mahakashyapa. And then upasangami, this is a gerund. So it means that after approaching, right? It's gerund. Also same thing, upasang and kram, right? Panyate asana nisidi. Right? Nisidi is aorist, that person singular. It means also the Buddha. Set, nisidi. It's from ni and sat. 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 So ni means down, sat means to sit, so sit down. Right? So nisidi means set, right? Set. Then set, you have this, panyate asana. Here asana is locative, sit. And the panyate is a past participle, right? Prepared sit. It means that the sit has been prepared. Usually when senior, okay, when the Mahathera visit any temple, we have a special seat mainly to prepare for him. So we can say that is a panyate asana. Panyata asana. So it's a seat specially prepared. Or you also can take it as a locative absolute. You see, when the seat has been prepared also. It depends how you translate it. Okay. So of course, this PPP, past participle, this is an adjective, right? Describing the asana. So it's a seat that has been prepared, or the prepared seat. Okay. So after approaching or having approached, he sat down on a prepared seat. Got it? Okay. So here, the Chinese, you have this 坐在所铺设的床位上. Sorry, this is not the Chinese class. Now, nisajjako bhakava ayasmantang mahakashyapang etadavoja. Okay, so here nisajja is a gerund. Nisajja, so it's a gerund. It's from ni and sat also. So German having sat down, or after sitting down. Okay, then our is aorist, right? That person. So it means that the Buddha speak thus, or speak this, or speak this. And then ayasmanta mahakashyapa. This is in the accusative. Speak this to the venerable Mahakashyapa. So you can say that after sitting down, right? The blessed one, right? Here, oh sorry, you can further explain. Yeah, the blessed one said this to the venerable Mahakashyapa. Okay, so this is in the accusative. Yeah, having sat down, the blessed one said this to the venerable Mahakashyapa. So yeah, not that difficult, isn't it? Yeah. So it's very straightforward. Okay, continue. Kachite kasapa kamaniyang kachiyapaniyang kachiduka vedana patikamanti no abhikamanti patikama osana. Here I have already split the sandhi. Panyayati no abhikamoti. Right? Okay, so we look at the first part. Okay, so you have like Kamaniya. You see this aniya, this is a future passive participle, aniya. So this is the suffix either to the root, right? So aniya. And what is kamaniya? From the root sham, made to endure. So you can say that it is bearable, right? This ever, this is a future passive participle. It's just like abundant is a verb, right? When you take it as a future past participle, you say abandonable, right? Enjoyable, right? So this ever, these are all the future participle, okay? Future participle form. Like say, for example, come into beer or to endure. But if it is taken as a future passive participle, it becomes bearable. Okay, so this is a future passive participle. And then what else? You see, and you have the case here. It's a neuter nominative singular, right? So kasapa is a vocative. So kachi is an interrogative. Like I hope that, right? It is bearable. They mean to you, okay? They to you. Oh, kasapa. Mean the Buddha speak to the kasapa. Okay. I hope that it is bearable, right? To you, oh kasapa. Okay. And kachi yapaniya, also same thing. Yeah. So this is a future participle. Just so what is it? Yapaniya mean I hope it is fit for you. Or you can say should be fit for. I hope it is fit for you. Depend how you translate it. Yeah, not translate like fitable, isn't it? There's no such word. So yeah. Or I hope that should be fit for you. Okay, you also can take it like that. That is also future participle, like might be, to be, should be. Is also future passive participle. Okay, so I hope that should be fit for you, or I hope that it is fit for you. Okay, yeah. So that for you is understood is because of te here. And kachi dukkha vedana patikamanti. So patikamanti is the third person singular, right? It's from pati and kram. So mean patikamanti mean like subside, subside or recede or to reduced. Okay, yeah. Pati means reverse. The go reverse means subside, right? So okay, then the subject is Vedana. Vedana means the feeling, is it nominative plural? And dukkha is adjective, also in the nominative plural. So you can say that the unpleasurable feeling subside. Okay. Kachi, you can say, I hope that the unpleasurable feeling subside. No abhikamanti. No mean not. Okay. Abhikamanti. Abhi mean, forward. I say, kram mean to go forward, like not increased. Okay, not increased. So I hope that unpleasurable feeling subside, not an increased. Okay. And patikam, whatever, and the panyayati. What is panyayati? This panyayati is a third person singular, right? It's a passive or pajanati, pra and chnya. Chnya means to know, to understand, to know forth, right? To know forth. To know forth, right? So it's understood. Okay, understood. So you see, this is a passive form. Passive form is because it's identified by this y, year, y. So this is a passive form. So you can say it as is understood. Okay, is understood is a passive form. Yeah. So yeah. Patikama osana. This patikama osana is the text says patikama osana, right? And I split the Sunday, patikama osana. So this A is elided and then joined together, patikama osana. So you can say the final subsiding. Okay, it's understood. Okay, yeah. The final subsiding is understood. No abhikamoti. Okay, no abhikamoti. So not and increased. Okay, so this is the wish of the Buddhas to Mahakashapa. I hope that unpleasurable feeling, Buddha didn't say that it's your sickness, the pain and sickness. The Buddha said the unpleasurable feeling, the dukkha vedana, right? How is your feeling now? So the Buddha said, I hope your unpleasurable feeling subside, not an increased. And the final subsiding is understood and not an increase. Okay, so this is the Buddha's earnest, wish. Name Bhante kamaniyang na yapaniyang balhame dukkha vedana abhikamanti no patikamanti abhikamosana panyayati no patikamoti. Okay, then so this is a reply from the Mahakashapa. He said, Name Mante, no, it is unbearable. Name, na me kamaniya, it is unbearable, me for me. Okay, so Bhante, you see, during the Buddha's time, you see, his disciple also addressed Buddha as Bhante. Okay, so then the reply from Mahakashapa said, Name Bhante kamaniya. Okay, it is unbearable for me. Okay, so then also same thing. Yapaniya, it is not fit. Not fit for me. It means I'm not feeling well. Okay, and I can't bear with the pain. Okay, right? Then balhame dukkha vedana abhikamanti no patikamanti. Right, so same thing also. And the unpleasurable feeling, balha. So you see, all these are adjective to the feeling. The balha means that kind of strong, unpleasurable feeling for me. Abhikamanti, increased. Okay. Yeah, balha is also balha, dukkha vedana for me. Yeah, me. So abhikamanti, so increase. That strong, painful, unpleasurable feeling increased, not patikamanti, not subside or not decreased, and no abhikamanti. So you see, now you look at this negation, you have two forms, right? You have no form and the no form. Yeah, but they are basically the same. But no here is much stronger. So no abhikamanti, no subsiding. Then abhikamosana, abhikama osana, or abhikamosana panyayati. Panyayati is passive, is understood, right? And what understood? Abhikamosaya. Okay, it means that I didn't translate, but anyway, it's understood. It said the final subsiding is understood, right? And no patikamoti. Oh yeah, the final subside is understood. No patikamo. It means that not an increased. Okay. Okay. Now,
Bhante,
yes.
But it should be the other way around, right?
Yeah, it's correct. Yeah, this is our other way around, huh?
The
so
final increase is understood, not a subside.
Yeah, the final increase is understood and not a decreased. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I will change it. Otherwise, the meaning very strange because copy and paste. So satta ime kasapa bojjhanga maya samadakata bhavita bahulikata abhinyaya sangbodhaya nibbānaya sangvattanti. I didn't put this. Are you? Oh, sorry. Okay. No, I didn't put the animation. Anyway, if there's no animation here, then we have to look at it carefully. Then, of course, if you look at this sentence, right, the verb is sangvattanti. Okay. The verb is this. Okay. Sangvattanti. So this sangvattanti, right, is a third person singular plural, is from sang and verb mean to turn, right? To turn completely mean to generate or to lead or to produce. So samvatanti, so it's third person singular. Then you have to find the third, you have to find the nominative plural, the subject. Okay, so the subject is Bojjhanga. It's also nominative plural. Right? And then you look at it, Bojjhanga, this is a main noun, and you have the pronoun like ime. Okay, ime means this. It's also adjective to Bojjhanga. And then the samadakata is also adjective to Bojjhanga. Bhavita also adjective to this. Bahulikata is also adjective to this. Of course, the Maya is instrumented by me. Huh? So you can say Sata means 7, right? It's from Sata. The text says Satime, right? So you have to split the Sandhi, it's Sata Ime. Kasapa Bojjhanga. So this Bojjhanga, okay, or that Sata Ime Bojjhanga, these 7 factors of enlightenment, Kashapa, vocative, yeah, adjective to this, you can say that has been well preached. Samadakata is from the root dish, mean to point, right? To point means to preach, right? To preach, well preached, properly preached, okay, properly preached. Bhavita, this is also instrumental, like it's also PPP, and you can translate like Bhavita mean is developed, okay, these 7 factors of enlightenment that has been well preached, Maya by me, okay, Maya by me. And then you had a Bhavita, Bahulikata. Bhavita is also adjective to Bojjhanga. You can take it, that has also, that has been developed, okay. Bahulikata, that has been much practiced, you see. You can translate like that. So in order to show this is an adjective to the Bojjhanga. So you can say these 7 factors of enlightenment, Bojjhanga, that has been well preached by me, Maya, that has developed, okay, and that much practiced, okay. Yes, all refer to Bojjhanga. If you look at the Abhinyaya, Sambodhaya, Nibbaya, see, these are all the adjective. You see, usually this adjective is governed by this Samvatanti. Mean you can say it's lead to. So you see, there are certain verbs is governed by this kind of the cases like Samvatanti lead. Usually it lead to. So you see, this two is there all in the dative. So Abhinyaya mean they lead to higher knowledge. Okay, I think you know what is higher knowledge now, huh? If you have 3 higher knowledge, like be able to recollect the recollection of the past, right? And you also develop certain divine seeing, right? Divine eyes, etc. So these are the certain higher knowledge. Sambodhaya mean awakening. Nibbanaya mean to nibbana. And Kathame Sattha. You want to describe, so this is also adjective to this, Sattha. In fact, no need. Kathame Sattha means which 7 or what 7. Okay, so these are more important. So the 7 is Sati Sambojjhango Ko Kasapa Maya Samadakato Bhavito Bahulikato Abhinyaya Sambodhaya Nibbanaya Samvattati. See, it is a singular. Yeah, I think I explained this one. Oh, sorry. Yeah, see, Sambojjhanga, okay, this is a nominative, you see, because they are all nominated singular, the rest also nominated singular. So, Maya by me and Bhavita also nominated singular, Bahulikata also singular. Okay, so you can say the enlightenment factors of mindfulness, okay, Kashapa, has been well preached by me, Maya. And of course, when developed, right, Bhavita, and much practice. But of course, you can say it has been well preached by me and developed and much practice. So, okay, because they already referred to this Sambojjhanga. And then what else? Samvatanti, the person singular, is it? Samvattati. It means Sati Bojjhanga. It leads to Abhinyaya, right? It leads to enlightened awakening. It leads to Nibbana. Okay, so we can see, in these 7 factors of enlightenment, right? It starts with the Sati Bojjhanga. It starts with mindfulness. So we can see that, the mindfulness, is the foundation for the insight, right? So it's a foundation for gaining insight into the nature of things, right? So that is very important. So you see, the whole of Buddhist practice is about the sati. It's about the mindfulness, and of course, not only mindfulness. You have to have sampajana or sampajanya. That is the awareness, right? So it means that just be mindful is not enough, right? You need to have an awareness of things happening now. Okay, so this set a very important foundation for the spiritual practice. Okay, so this is the second one. The rest are similar, so I'm not going to repeat it. So the second one is the Dhamma Vichaya. Dhamma Vichaya. Vichaya means investigation of Dhamma, right? So investigation of Dhamma. So when you talk about the investigation, it's very important because you see, a lot of people misunderstood that, in the Buddhist practice, you see, we need to meditate. I don't need to know many things, and many of them even to the extent, to talk bad about those who study. They said that, oh no, why should we study? So it's better for us to, to meditate. So that is very wrong because if you don't study, then how do you know the Buddhism? You see, because so the Dhamma, which I mean the discerning of the Dhamma. You see, so we investigate the Dhamma, right? We investigate the Dhamma, we analyze the Dhamma, we examine the Dhamma, right? And to show, say for example, in the Abhidhamma, right? So they analyze the Dhammas, to show their discrete elements, into these the fundamental, the structures. So yeah, so we have to, analyze. So don't say, this study is not important. Yeah. Furthermore, we know, there is this gradual, the progressive path, right? So the study of Dhamma is also one of the very important teaching, like Bahu Sutta. Those say they don't have books, but they hear the teaching. That's why the Buddhas, was preaching, throughout the day. He preached again and again and again and again, you see. So not to say, no, we just only want to meditate, but of course it's good to meditate, but without understanding, without discerning the Dhamma, then, how are you going to progress further, you see? So I think this has to find a balance. Huh? Okay, so this is the second one. And the third one is Virya Sambojjhanga. Virya means the effort. Okay, so the investigation requires effort, right? So this effort so it's effort, so it's very important. So you need a lot of effort, put forth a lot of effort so that you can succeed. All kind of obstacles and hindrances, right? Usually we tend to become lethargic because lack of effort there, lack of effort. So once you have effort, you can overcome all these obstacles and hindrances. And of course, with this energy, it really gains a momentum. No matter how hard, the road ahead, but but with that kind of energy, you see, you can succeed. You can overcome obstacles. So this is the third one. And the fourth one is Piti Sambojjhanga. Piti, all right, this Piti. This Piti means the joys, or sometimes people translate as a rapture. It's okay because they are all English terms. But I think the Pali is in the Piti, Piti. What is Piti? Piti. Okay, so you are start accumulating, interest onto an object. Yeah. When you have a very stable object there, you are accumulating, you are building up the interest. Okay, so it means that the kind of joys will start, suffused the whole body. Okay, then once the body become blissful, then the mind also become joyful, right? So yeah, so this one is very important. So then this kind of joys, you see, when you talk about these joys, you see, it creates a kind of just now we have said that it creates a kind of the kind of interest, right? But it also creates a kind of excitation, excitement. But of course, when that kind of excitement comes, you have the restlessness also. So then after this piti, right, we go to this passaddhi also. Passaddhi is a mental, is a tranquility now. So we will start experiencing, the tone of, the quietness, right? Like settling down, right? And you will start experiencing an inner, serenity, right? So that is a much deeper layer of the tranquility, passaddhi. And next is samadhi. Okay, so when you will go into the meditation now, so it means that when the tranquility become more and more matured, right, it brings to one-pointedness, concentration. Okay, so you look at the samadhi. I like to explain these words. You look at this samadhi. All right, it's from sang and a and da. Da mean to put. Okay, to put or to place also, to place. A mean all along, sang mean completely. So to place down all along completely, it means that your mind is settling down. Okay, this is settling down. Okay, so this is when the tranquility mature, then it brings to one-pointedness, concentration. So this is the 6 factors, and the last one is upekkha. Upekkha. Upekkha mean, upekkha, right? Upekkha mean equanimity. This is tranquility. Okay. Here the passaddhi. Anyway, this is a middle translation. The upekkha mean equanimity. So you have this equanimity. It means that with the deepening of concentration, okay, then the equanimity will comes into dominant. So you will start experiencing a complete equilibrium. So what is this? Upekkha. When your mind become upekkha, you see, so you become, what's that? Your mind become okay. It's like someone, okay, having this, like the one who watched, like watching. You see, without the mind, got disturbed. Okay. 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 So this is upekkha. Now, okay, then imeko kashapa satta bojjhanga maya samadakata bhavita bahulikata abhinyaya sambodhaya nibbānaya samvattanti. Okay, so then they are the same. See, I'm not repeating it. They are the same as earlier. It means that imeko kashapa, these 7 factors of enlightenment, okay, samadaka, that has been well preached, Maya, by me, okay, that has been developed and that has been well practiced, okay, lead to higher knowledge, to awakening, to nibbana. Okay, then taka bhakava bhojjanga, taka sugata bhojjangati idhama vocha bhakava. Okay, Tagga Bhakka Bojjhanga. Bojjhanga is nominative. Tagga has several meaning, like surely, truly, that kind of meaning. Bhagawa means is vocative, oh blessed one, truly, are the factors of enlightenment, oh blessed one. Sugata, this is another name for the Buddha, right? Same thing, Tagga Bojjhanga, Sugata. So, truly are the factors of enlightenment, oh well gone one. Idang avocha bhagawa. Avocha, verb, the person, so the subject is a bhagawa. So this is due to the Sunday, idam avocha. You split, become idang avocha. And then the subject is bhagawa, right? So the blessed one said, idang, this is an object. Object, this. So the blessed one said this. Okay? Then Attamano Ayasma Mahakashapo Bhagavato Bhasidang Abhinandi. Okay, so Abhinandi is aorist person singular. Then you find the subject. It's a Kashapo. Okay, Abhinan, rejoiced. Rejoice. So he rejoiced, Mahakashapo. Okay, and Ayasma Mahakashapo, Venerable Mahakashapo. And Attamana is also nominated singular. Attamana means also rejoice. Pleased. Atta means, so also described in the Mahakashapo. Then the Bhasita is accusative object, the word, what has been said, what has been said, or the word. Bhagavato means of the blessed one, genitive. Then, please, the Venerable Mahakashyapa, Abhinandi delighted at the word of the blessed one. Okay, so like Bhashita, you can say what has been said, or or spoken, or what has been uttered, or just simply take it like word. That's okay, right? Okay, Vuttahicha Ayasma Mahakashapo Tamha Abadha Tatha Pahino Cha Ayasmato Mahakashapasa So Abadho Ahosi Iti Ahosi Iti. Then I have a comment on this Vuttahi. Because you see, you look at this E ending, it surely is an aorist, but I'm a bit down on this long A. Okay, so my personal view is that I think it should be Vuttahi with short A. But I couldn't find it elsewhere. And because in other place, like I think in our part 1, we deal with this, the Sutta Bojjhanga, like we talk about the Samodhi Tuacha Abada Tama Vuttasi Thanaso. Vuttasi, we have that word Vuttasi. So I don't know whether this is a spelling mistake, Vuttahi or Vuttasi, or it's either Vuttahi. You see, so there is this, I don't know whether someone transcribed wrongly, or I don't know. So I make a little comment here. So
the Sutta Central one is short A.
Is it short?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then that's good. Because I don't know. I have a lot of question on this long A. Then if the Sutra Center is short, then that exactly, quite agree with my one. Because if you took it as long A, you have problem. Or either you take it as like Vuttasi. Or you take it like Vuttahi, only these two forms. So anyway, I put a remark because in all the texts appeared in the Vuttahi long A. Right? So, okay, so Ut and star mean to stand, up mean to arose, to arose. To arose from, usually is governed by from. So you have the Tamha Abada. Tamha means from that affliction, Abada. And Mahakashapa means the subject, right? Ayasma Mahakashapa, Venerable Mahakashapa. Right? And because of Sandhi also, Chayasma, Cha Ayasma, Cha Ayasma. So, affliction. So here's the translation, right? So, and the Venerable Mahakashapa, okay, rose from the affliction, mean recover from the affliction. Okay. The summary put a word like Tanaso. Tanaso means on the spot, immediately, on that spot itself. Yeah, but in this sutta, you don't find that word on the spot. Tatha pahino ja ayasmato mahakashapasa so abado ahosi iti. Okay. Then, yeah, you have the enclitic here, the ch, right? Tata means. All right, then the verb is ahosi, third person singular, right? Then you have to find the subject. The subject is abado then. You see, ahositi. You see, this long ee become ahositi. Then I split it, ahosi. So is, yeah, this ahosi is from the root who become, so he became or he was. So you have to find out who. And then the subject is so abado, mean the affliction. So the affliction was. Okay, so the so is a pronoun in the affliction. And then you have this pahino is a participle, right? Past participle, also describing the abado, the affliction. Pahino is pra and ha. Do I explain? Or ha? Ha means to abandon. So it means that the affliction has been abandoned or has been destroyed or what. So it's an adjective to abado. Okay, then ayasmato mahakashapa is all genitive. It means that the affliction of Venerable Mahakashapa was abandoned. Okay. Or you can take this abado. What else? Chayasmato. And okay, and tata in such manner the affliction of Venerable Mahakashapa has been abandoned or has been eliminated. It's okay. Yeah, has been eliminated. Yeah, so this is the first sutta, isn't it? So this one is very easy. So if you understand the first suttas, then for the second suttas and the third sutta is also more or less the same.